Hi, everyone. We're very excited to be here with you today to pitch to you the MySQL database solution for EZTechMovie. Let's hop right into the agenda to get us started. So a high-level view of what we're going to look at today, we'll go through the introduction and kind of talk about the About the Team piece and then about EZTechMovie as well. We'll go through an in-depth look at all the facets of the project, including key stakeholders, scope, and things like that. We'll also talk through the solution, so the solution design, implementation, and more. And then also talk about plans going forward and lessons learned. So about the team, we're a team of passionate IT professionals. We aim to provide a product that meets all the goals and expectations of our users, while also providing state-of-the-art functionality. Team members include Krista Patterson, Michelle Wagner, and myself, Lindsay Neal. So about EZTechMovie, EZTechMovie is a privately owned video streaming and DVD rental service company. Currently, their headquarters is located in San Diego, California, and they were founded in 2009 by CEO Pat Jones. The company's current revenue is $1.5 million, with a ton of expected growth in the years to come. They offer several different plans and formats to their customers, including 3 different tiers of streaming service plans. The rapid expansion that they expect requires a solution for storing customer data that is as robust as the company and its customer base. In terms of key decision makers for this project, we'll have 4 groups that include senior leadership, the development team, frontline employees, and analysts. User requirements will primarily be gathered from 2 of those groups that work directly with the application. That'll be your frontline employees and then the data analysts. Senior management will be involved and will provide final approval for the project, while the development team will guide the project through the development phase and then into completion. The scope of the project entails a MySQL database that provides a variety of functionality, some of which includes, storing business data, managing customer and transactional information for the company. It should assist with administrative tasks, offer search capability, and then also display customer information once it's been located. The business case that brought about this project is centered around EZTechMovie's forecasted growth. They're expected to increase their customer base tenfold, and that prompted the need for a proper database solution versus what they're using today. The system improvements will optimize day-to-day business processes, and with that, it'll also help to further reinforce the effort to provide content that is successfully received by the diverse customer base that EZTechMovie has. And with that, I'll turn things over to Michelle.
Thanks, Lindsay. So the target audience for our database will be employees at many levels, similar to the decision-making groups that we reviewed earlier. And the audience would include the frontline employees, data analysts, senior managers such as the CEO, and in this case, the tool will not be customer-facing. The problem that inspired the work stems from the current database that is being used by EZTechMovie and the exponential growth that they are expecting over the next several years. The amount of data that EZTechMovie wants and needs to store is too much for the simple database currently in use. Thus, this will be addressed by developing and implementing a MySQL database. Next slide, please. The prerequisites for the project center around the needs for research to understand the functionality that we should provide to EZTechMovie. The development team will be responsible for this research and compiling all the necessary information for review and implementation. And this will involve meeting with the user groups as well as determining technical prerequisites. Next slide, please. In terms of assumptions, we will assume that the availability of the development team will be manageable. The scope of the project will not deviate from the original alignment, And we also assume that this project will be well received by the upper management as they requested the work. As far as constraints, we believe our availability will be manageable. However, it could still prove to be a constraint at some times. We will work together with varying skill levels within the development team to make sure all the tasks are addressed. And we will plan accordingly to work around all IT blackouts that are associated with the holiday period that this work will be completed in. And the next slide, please. And as you can see here, this is our project timeline. It was broken down into 5 working weeks. And the total project duration was longer than 5 weeks, as there were some off-holiday weeks that were included throughout this schedule. All working weeks have occurred on schedule, and we have no concerns related to the timely project completion. Next slide, please. So here you can see our overall schedule. Week 1, our team completed the team charter, and then weeks 2 through 4, we completed the SAPP checkpoints and the PSR. In week 5, we completed the application and database delivery, and as well as the accompanying project completion report. And then the work breakdown schedule is listed there as well, with the project evaluations, the plan schedule, the budget, etc. And the project testing, we allowed 7 days for that. The increase in their customers, will result in a $15 million annual revenue. The cost of the project will include paying development team, selecting and funding a cloud service platform for storing database, movie files, and business information. There's a 90% increase in revenue. It only has a small offset in the upfront costs, providing an excellent cost-benefit analysis. And then the labor costs, the work hours should remain under 60 hours per week for 5 weeks, or a maximum of 20 hours for each of the 3 team members. The technical labor shall bill at $150 per hour, and the administrative labor at $75 per hour, and the largest portion of the labor would fall in the technical category. And the next slide, please. And here you can see our system analysis, the physical description. The existing system is an in-house custom database with command line entry for the frontline staff. And this means that they spend a lot of time performing data entry, and that is a heavy workload for the frontline staff on a day in, day out basis. It also slows the customer's growth. The account managers must also manually review the database to look for duplicate entries, account errors, or subscription errors. The accounting department is also responsible to report to the database management team when billing failures occur, and they have to deliver P&L reports to upper management. So the problems that we identified were the existing system issues begin with customer service, information management, and business reporting. Customers have to contact EZTechMovie to create an account, order a DVD, or update payment methods. Frontline staff, again, spend a lot of time performing all that data entry, which is a lot of work. The database is difficult to back up and restore, and the accounting department and senior management do not have access to reporting tools to help project business needs. And I'm going to turn it over to Krista.
Thank you, Michelle. So our project goals and objectives: improve the usability of the database through automation and scalability. Improvement provides relief to frontline workers with efficient workflows and offers easier reporting of business trends and financial functions, eventually even an automated solution for customers to serve themselves. The application benefits: the MySQL database includes better functionality compared to the existing database, it's easier for frontline staff to add customers, search for customers, and edit customer info. It's also easier to gather reports for management. Functional requirements include authentication functions or levels, audit functionality, storing of historical data, backup, and recovery. The technical requirements will include availability, authentication and authorization, and maintainability. Another key feature of technical requirements is compatibility, so that future software upgrades will be compatible with the new database. Next slide, please. EZTechMovie requires an elegant, efficient, and full-featured solution to enable business expansion over the next 3 years. We recommend a MySQL database for EZTechMovie. The database would improve the ability to add, edit, and search for customer information. It also would store historical data and pull a variety of reports for managers and leaders. The new database would allow frontline staff to add and store customer information and view that information when needed. The MySQL database will be relational, that stores data in tables. The new database will require substantial research, including the user requirements, developing proper coding techniques to function efficiently and effectively, and determining the best implementation plan when the application is ready to deliver. Alternate solutions we explored included using Microsoft Access, but it fails to support customer self-service options that the website and app will eventually offer. Our recommended solution allows for the potential growth due to the expandability of the MySQL software system and provides the ability to adopt self-service options when the system eventually moves to a cloud computing solution. Using standardized systems like MySQL allows for a seamless transition. Next slide, please. So some of the benefits are reducing limits to expansion due to system lag as the existing database size increases. Standardization reduces issues with compatibility with future software upgrades. The capability to pull reports based on data for company management and leaders. And a peripheral benefit will be the company's ability to annualize both granular and aggregate data trends going forward. There are some project risks. One risk is data loss when entering the existing information into the new database. Other risks include project failure, the possibility of an outage that can cause delays in the rollout of the new database. Operational risks remain low until deployment. New software installation errors and system errors present risk and loss of time and money. If the project fails to complete on time or is poorly implemented, it could also cause additional revenue loss. Human error and security privilege abuse are continual operational risks. Development risks, we want to make sure that we use proper encryption and that our backups are safely stored and secure. Data loss could result in poor customer satisfaction and revenue reduction rather than growth. Assuring associates can learn the new system is also important to maintaining revenue growth. The risk log will document errors, resolutions, timeline changes, and scope changes, identify potential risks, the impact of the risk, the probability of the risk, the response to the risk, and any effects of the risk, as well as who is responsible for it. The risk log is initially developed and maintained by the program developers. Next slide, please. The movie data entry and customer service application diagrams will receive further updates as the application planning proceeds. The application for the movie data entry requests movie information, adds the movie information to a data structure, and stores the movie data structure in the software until the limit is reached and is offloaded into a batch file for database population. Our database will store various data points related to EZTechMovie's business dealings. The database will store data related to customer information as well as DVD information, and will be stored in separate tables. Those tables will be customer data, subscription data, and movie data. Functionally, our database will employ a relational model and store this different data in separate tables, which will have pre-established relationships and pointers. The three tables included hold the following data types: customer-related data points, subscription data, and movie data. Next slide, please. We are in close contact with each other throughout the project to make sure we remain on the same page. Our communication will be primarily through email due to time zone differences and the need to communicate technical information. We're using Google Drive to keep our documents updated so each team member can access current information at any time. And we are the point of contact for the management team going forward to address any issues occurring with the database and apply the proper updates as needed. Our change control process includes the project team agreeing to any changes to the project scope before beginning work. The changes must only occur if they do not interfere with or delay the completion of the project's primary goals. EZTechMovie's project oversight board must approve major project changes, while the project team may agree to minor changes that maintain the project's intent. The development team will use the change request form. All requests are logged for future reference, whether they are honored or denied. Escalation procedures include recognizing the risk, the probability of the impact to the project, and escalating the risk when necessary. This includes bringing the project oversight board in on any major impacts to the project's success. We will immediately communicate with a broader group of stakeholders any escalation that jeopardizes the success of the project or deadlines associated with it. Next slide, please. On this slide, you see the change request form, the current project schedule, and the budget versus actual expenses. On the change request form, you can identify the change request, validate it, analyze the impact, control the change request, take action on it, or close the change request. The change request form will belong to the development team and be maintained throughout the entire change request, whether it is completed or denied. Planned versus schedule actual performance. Our project is running on schedule. Individual and objectives and deadlines associated with the work thus far have been met by the team. Our budget versus actual expenses. We are budgeted for computing resources, development team pay, and a small budget for lost work or business due to conversion time or errors in the new system. Next slide, please. Product implementation will begin with testing. The system will provide various levels of functionality, like the ability to add new customer or movie information. Employees will use various roles and privileges to access and maintain data once entered. There will be various data entry and search options for frontline staff. The system will be able to check for duplicate entries and movie entry errors like capitalization and missing information. Warehouse systems, reporting systems, and customer self-service upgrades will happen under separate projects. The development environment includes Windows, Linux, Visual Studio, and email, as well as Google Drive. A mock development database will be used for development and testing. This environment will mirror the production environment to allow us to use different test scenarios that may occur when the database is live. Quality assurance and defect tracking. Through our many rounds of testing, we will ensure that our functionality is buttoned up and there are no errors that were missed in development. Defects will be logged, reworked, and retested during Agile development. Team members will test and approve the work of the rest of the team, and the team will agree to any changes and submit code changes using a change control process and version tracker. Screenshots will be taken of errors and the defects logged in the project log. Changes must be approved and submitted via the change request form. The deployment will use a three-pronged approach. The first phase will be a sandbox method for testing. The second phase will include training to address the change management process from the employee perspective. And the last phase will be deployment. A user guide will be hosted in multiple places. Short training videos, no longer than 10 minutes, will be created to provide full detail while keeping employees engaged. Clear instruction prompts will direct the user when accessing or entering data. The frontline staff will enter the customer name or phone number to access the account information. If they are not a current customer, they will obtain the data from the customer to create an account. The staff member will then enter the DVD information for the movies the customer wishes to rent. Once they reach their limit based upon on their plan, a screen will appear to complete the order. The staff member can confirm or cancel to make any changes before finalizing the order. Release notes are still under development. There is currently nothing to publish as this project is still in its very new stages. And I'm turning it back to you, Lindsay, to close out our project.
All right, team. So we wanted to jump in and provide you some screenshots as well as a demo of the database that we've prepared for EZTechMovie. So to highlight some of the project work here, we've provided some screenshots of the overall database structure as well as the frontline entry software that'll be used, to store customer and movie data. Yep. So, on the behalf of the development team, I just say thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. We certainly hope you found this information helpful, and we look forward to your feedback and also meeting to discuss next steps with you.